Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Doge Dad, and I'm here with my co-host Jack and a special guest, Tom, aka Joey Calabrese, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Sorry about the bit of a hiatus. A lot of stuff happening. A lot of us were moving and everything like that. There's a lot of moving and shaking going on, but we're back
Yes,
for a
sir.
bit. We've got a new roster lined up with a couple of guests, and leading it off is the absolute titan of Stunad content, Tom, aka Joey Calabrese. I love this guy. I've seen his content for about 4 years now, and he makes some absolutely killer stuff from webcomics to user submitted Stunad of the Week content. It's
Oh,
all
it's great.
fantastic, man.
I love Stunad of the Week. It's fucking
Dude,
great.
I send that stuff before Jack ended up making his page. I would send him like stuff like that about every week. I think one of my favorite ones was the guy jumping onto the frozen pool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The guy starting up the chainsaw with the blade in between his nuts. Oh my god! Man.
Oh, that one's so
Yeah, that's
good,
most.
man.
I think the most.
I
Recent
think that one. I think that one might be one of my favorites of all time. Man.
Oh, thanks for the accolades, and I'm glad you guys enjoy the content. It's a lot of fun to put it out there,
Oh, it's
especially the Stunad content because
Oh my God, dude, yeah.
there's no shortage.
So when you look for that, Tom, do you just kind of find it yourself, or are people like, hey, Tom, my brother and I got drunk and he had a BB gun, and you're like, oh, this ought to be great.
Look at
Yeah.
this Stunad. Yeah.
Well, I usually just stumble upon it throughout my travels through Facebook and whatnot. But and sometimes people will send me images and videos. So like I said, there's no shortage. Thanks
Yeah.
to not.
I think
Yeah.
the first content I was familiar with from yours is other groups that like send something into you going like, hey, is this guy a made man? It would be like a character from something.
Yeah,
Like
that was pretty popular the first year or so, and it sort of it still is, but we don't get as much of that at this point.
Well, Tom, not everybody can be a made man.
No, well,
No,
that's
it
not
is.
true. All you got to do is follow Joey on Facebook, and
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's right.
There
If
you
you guys
go.
want to be a made man, follow Joey Calabrese on Facebook.
the books are always open.
Yes, sir. Now, Joey, is John here? Is he a made man?
Yes.
Oh,
Actually,
I
John?
believe
follow
so.
you on-
Yeah.
I follow you on 8 of my accounts.
Yeah.
You're like at the top, like the top 10 pages. If I make a new account, I'm like, gotta follow this guy, this guy,
Yeah.
this guy, just so I have like a good baseline of content to enjoy when I'm browsing.
And we do quite a bit of interacting in the comments often.
Yeah, I see Joey poking around a lot. It's really nice to see him. Even if he just likes the post, I'm like, I'm really glad Joey's reading this because there's a lot of the mob stuff I write. I'm like, I wonder how he likes it,
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm just
I
seeing him
love
like the post. I'm like, perfect, awesome.
So I sort of after 3 years, because I do it all myself, so I got a little burnt out, took a little breather, but gradually getting back now. So it's great that you guys invited me to participate. I'm really happy about that.
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
Dude, we're happy to have you, man.
I am always
Thank you.
I love to talk about like content burnout. It's something that I've always afraid of happening to me. I mean, so before I started doing this stuff, I was an artist, a graphic artist.
Oh, cool. That's
So,
interesting. Yeah.
I know that feeling of like I want to make something, but I don't want to make anything.
Yes.
What's the point if I make it? And even to this day, I still have moments like that where it's like, why should I even try? But
Yes.
I just kind of push it aside and just make it. Usually just for the sake of making something, If I like it, then that's fine with me.
Yeah, no, that's usually good stuff. When
Yeah.
it's good with you, it usually comes across, and you do have great content.
Yeah,
for sure. So now you were a graphic artist. Any particular field or specialization, or?
So I did pretty much everything, but something I excelled at was a lot of UI and app design, along with package design. Those are some
Package design. Now there
Yeah.
you go.
So
but
yeah,
that's pretty interesting. Package design for manufacturers.
oh shoot, man, it takes all types. I've done a lot of stuff for mostly. For me, if I'm making something, it's usually products that I want to see made or stuff for a couple of buddies. Now, out in Colorado, you have a bunch of some college kids will get together at a bar and being like, "Oh, man, this would be a great idea. Let's do this." And then they reach out to somebody they know, and it's like, "Hey, I hear you do package design, or you've done logo design for this. Could you help me out?" And usually, I need to feel out the project. If I like it, I'm 100%. And if I don't like it, it's going to be a real struggle for me to work on it. I'll do the bare minimum. Right now, I'm currently branding out a Counter-Strike team called the Jewel Runners.
Oh, nice.
And it goes back and forth. You know, there's moments where I'm like, I'm really enjoying working on this, and I'm also really not enjoying working on it. But I kind of pick it up in spades whenever I kind of have to force myself to do it. I'll tell you one thing: writing Life of Greg is a lot more fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting. For 22 years, I was a Spencer Gifts vendor, and my niche was special occasion, milestone birthday gifts.
Huh.
So I would I would come up with product ideas and design the package too. And my little niche was I'd have a lot of cartooning on the packaging. So that's sort of how I got into the Joey thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you would do your cartooning, what would you usually like? What kind of software would you use to do your drawings, or was it all hand drawn at first?
Okay. Well, at that stage, I just would, I would be hand drawing, and then I'd pass it off to someone like you, and
Right.
they would complete it. So I would do the cartoon, oftentimes just in black and white. And I wasn't very good at it. I mean, I would do a lot of erasing, but I hit the market. I was able to make, humorous little cartoons on the packaging, and it became sort of a brand. And I had a 22-year run with that, with Spencer Gifts and like stores throughout the country. So, but
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was fun. It's fun to see your product out there in malls.
Dude, yeah.
And so
I can imagine.
Yeah,
something that I really enjoy with it is just the interaction. When I had apps or projects and products like shown off to people, and people would kind of look at it, and just even when I was at an art show and just look at it, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and they wouldn't know that I was the artist, but I'd sit there and just kind of listen in, and you're just kind of like, what do they think about this? And you have like your hands like threaded together. You're like, I wonder if they'll notice. And that's something that I've known is it's like, unless they're an industry professional or another like really high tier like artist or project designer, they're not going to notice a little thing that you're self-conscious about. What they're going to notice is the grand project.
Well, that's just typical artist shit, right? It's like,
oh yeah, I know, but when you do it, you get caught up in your own head, and you're like, I wonder if this and this, and then it's just like at the end of the day,
it's so
bad.
Like,
yo, I really like this, and it's like,
yeah, it's so bad because everyone else will be like, oh yeah, that looks good, and you're just like mentally like, oh fuck no, I fucked that little part up. Fuck this.
Yeah.
You instantly go. Your eye is always focused on the little defect that no one else is going to even notice.
Exactly.
It's just such a hyper fixation.
Totally. Yeah.
That's something that I've always kind of wanted to mitigate on my end, but enough about.
The other thing is when you think you got something that's so awesome and it's just a flop. I mean,
oh, dude, that's when it hurts the most. Like I'll sit there and I'll be like, no, it's fine. See, like these people liked it, I liked it, and it's just like, no, deep down, you know.
It's like this is gonna be fire, and then just farts right out. Yeah,
definitely, and it happens. It really does, and vice versa. It's on the other side. It sometimes you think it's not that great, and it's a home run.
Oh, dude, some of my lowest effort content has been like the most popular.
Yeah,
like
right.
It's.
I can relate to that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. So, gentlemen, what's everybody drinking tonight?
Oh, just
wants to lead us off.
I'll start off here. I'm not drinking anything special. I just picked up some autumn ale from Breckenridge Brewery. It's pretty good. This is right before they have their Christmas ale. They start dropping that shit in like October because it's actually amazing.
That sounds good. Is that a local microbrew?
Yeah, it's sort of microbrewery. You can get it in a couple of like, I guess, specialty liquor stores, but I live about 15 minutes from the brewery, so.
Oh man,
it's pretty close to the source.
It's an ale.
Get some of that.
Mm-hmm. It's
golden.
It's got this. It's a golden ale. It's actually it's a little darker. Sorry, their golden ale is their Halloween ale, but It's mostly with Bavarian hops and Munich malt. So it's got a much more like kind of a creamy flavor to it, which I really, really like.
I can't
Unlike
wait to
a
try
lot of
that.
other ales, it's not as fruity, and less apricot is in it. So it's just more. It's almost like an adult root beer, almost in a way.
Huh.
It's
That
really
sounds
good.
pretty good.
I thoroughly enjoy
Sounds
it.
good. Is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I finally get out there, like fully, we're gonna have to do
We'll
that.
get you set up. What are you drinking, Tom?
I love a good ale. I love a good. I love a good Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Uh, and then it's starting to show up, and but I sort of put that on the. I sort of gave it up a little bit because I've been focused on my, believe it or not, my diet and losing a little weight and whatnot.
Right, and that's something with a lot of beers,
The classic
especially ale.
Italian problem.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you don't even know how hard it is to give.
I
up
gotta
ale
eliminate
and
these
vodka.
carbs.
Oh,
Yeah.
trust me, brother. I know.
It's crazy.
You're
But
talking to a fellow paisan here.
Okay, you get it. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people get it. It's not only Italians. Everyone loves bread and sandwiches and big pizza and plates
Yeah,
of
but
pasta.
we just do it the best.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to disagree with that, for sure. And living in the area that I live in, it's just incredible. I mean,
Oh my God! I tell you what, because I used to go up to Rhode Island a bit to vacation when I was younger.
Yeah.
You guys have like that tomato pie fucking thing up
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
oh, brother.
Yeah.
That's good. I always love going to what was it, Dell's lemon
Lemonade.
ice. Yeah,
Dell's lemonade. Yeah, that's an iconic product for sure.
that was some good shit.
Yeah.
What was that other one? It's over by I think it's Narragansett. It's like a clam and oyster shack. Like Aunt Carrie's, I think.
Oh yeah, yep, exactly. Yeah, that's another place. And then there's Iggy's. There's a few of those.
Yeah.
But the clam cake and the chowder and
yeah.
clam rolls, and it's.
Oh my God, the fried clam bellies are probably some of my favorite.
Oh
That's what I
yeah,
miss
I
about
love
the East
those
Coast,
things.
man. You guys got killer fucking seafood over there.
Oh,
Marily's,
dude.
blue crabs.
Yes, for sure. Lobster
New Jersey and the
rolls.
fishing, and Rhode Island with just oysters and mussels and clams. And
Yeah.
lobster.
Oh
Oh my
my
God,
God.
dude! I could kill for a lobster roll, and I'm hungry.
Oh
man.
man. What was that? It's that really good oyster bar over there. I'm trying to think of the fucking name. It's like
there's several of those now. Matunic, maybe you think?
Matunic Oyster House. That's the one.
Yeah, that's a real popular one. That's
my
great.
God. Every time I would go on vacation, I'd have to go there. It's where I had my first oyster, and I was like, "This is the most fucking delicious thing I've ever had."
Yeah, it's a great stop for that for sure. But there's several now. Providence Oyster Bar is really good, and there's a couple others that are really good too. But Matunic's, legend.
Yeah, dude. It's also really nice. What was that restaurant called? Spain, I think.
Yeah, I was there 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Hey.
There's the one's in my hometown, just about a mile from my house. Cranston, Rhode Island. And then there's one in Narragansett that it's a little different. So I think it's being sold currently.
No kidding. I had like a very delicious steak from there. Probably like top 3 steaks I've ever had.
The one in Narragansett?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's right like on the beach, on the water, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good,
but
man.
that's great. Spain is awesome. One of the best in Rhode Island, for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I love talking about Rhode Island, because, like, yeah, we've all been to the same place. If you've been to Rhode Island, you've seen most of Rhode Island.
That's right.
Because it's so small.
I had a professor from there that was like, if you're from Rhode Island and you meet somebody also from Rhode Island, chances are not only will you know each other, but you probably went to school with them. You saw them at the store. You know your neighbor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, man, I can't fathom that shit. I live in a rectangle, man. There's nothing here.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You leave Denver. It's like, well, I've probably never seen him again.
Yeah.
Is Colorado pretty transient, or is it?
It depends. Denver gets really transient sometimes. I live up in the Rockies now. So
awesome.
I live in the really nice parts, the shit you see on a postcard. But man, I used to live in Denver, and I don't know what the hell is wrong with that place. But you drive in there, the sky just starts to turn gray.
Oh my god!
It'll be real sunny out, but it'll still be gray as hell and depressing. And you'll see like some homeless guy walking around with like an electric cable holding up his pants, and he's not even doing anything. He's like punching the sidewalk, and you're like, okay, like they won't hurt you, but there's just stuff you see that's like, how did it get to this point?
Oh my god! No, I was just in Colorado last week. I was apartment hunting, and dude, I felt like just driving up north. I was like, this is the border of the fucking Wild West.
Yeah, it's cool.
Unfortunately, I couldn't see any of the Rockies because Washington was on fire at the time.
Yeah,
and, it smoked out the Rockies.
Oh wow!
So I was like damn.
And you got Steamboat Spring.
Yeah, actually, I've been to Steamboat a couple of times. That place is really nice.
It's a nice place.
Really, really kind of like the party town up here. A lot of people like to go up there to hang, but it's real pretty. You got a nice lake.
Yeah,
I just like their just like the layout of the resorts up there too. There's no place you can't go where you can't, one, get a drink, and two, also take off your ski boots if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. I'm gonna be right outside of Fort Collins as well, so I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have nothing around me.
Collins is cool. It's another college town, but there's a lot to do up there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like I'm talking about this. I'm like, yeah, there's places you can go, and you guys are like, oh, you guys ever been to like this specific place in Rhode Island? I'm like, man, I wish I had that.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh, y'all ever been to Colorado Springs? Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Y'all know what we're talking about. Like, that's it. Oh man,
that's just a different East Coast vibe,
Yeah, no, it's a lot more like community up there. With out here out west, it's just kind of like
it's very spread out.
You do your own thing.
Yeah. You gotta be a cowboy.
Like yeah,
but a lot of the top communities are in Colorado. A few, I should say, at least.
Well, I mean, I blame the mountain air, man. There's something about this place that just does something to you. Not like in a bad way, but if you go up to the Rockies, I blame the change in elevation. You just feel better. You start taking care of yourself. You're outside more.
Air.
Yeah. See, now I envy that because we don't have that.
Well,
even when you go up north, I mean, when the White Mountains. I mean, you're not driving around up there. It's like you got to hike up or you got to haul up to the top of Washington, and it's not like it's not the same. The closest I've gotten, I hung out in Nevada, the Lake Tahoe area for a while.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was really nice. But I always
like Nevada because it's real sparse, but you still have those mountains in the background.
That's the Sierra Nevada range. It's gorgeous. Yeah. I actually got to see the place where Bonanza was set.
Oh, really?
Ponderosa, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, Bonanza, that's a movie I haven't heard in a long time. I watched it in my film class a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's an oldie for sure.
Oh, yeah. Is that the Dean Martin's in that, right?
No.
Or was it
Bonanza was a long-running series.
I was thinking of not Demolition Man. Was it Breakout? I can't remember. It had Dean Martin in it.
Yeah, the old Western.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's made several of those. But someday I got to make it to Colorado. I've never been.
Oh, dude. Yeah, Joey. When you get out here, you're a big beer guy. There's a beer tour up in the Rockies you can do where you go to a couple of different microbreweries and just distilleries, and you can do like a tasting. So you go to they're within walking distance. So you go there. They give you a small little sample platter with I don't know what the terminology is. I'm gonna call it a micro goblet.
Oh, like the flight.
Yeah, it's almost like a flute or like a flight kind of little stand you have, and you just taste the different beers. But you do this at a myriad of places, and a lot of them are different. It's really cool. I mean, you got Breckenridge Brewery right next to the Breckenridge Distillery, and you go over at Boulder and go to Avery's, get some of that Coors Banquet. We had a beer fest here not too long ago.
Now, why are there so many microbreweries in one concentrated area? Is that
that's something I haven't really thought about before. My guess is it's high up, something up with the altitude, and with Coors' case, it's the Rocky Mountain water that they filter it with.
Oh, okay.
So it's just fresher water. I guess the way I can put it is the Rockies water is like the water from the Hudson for your pizza. It just doesn't. It's like an integral part of it. It makes the
shit,
beer
the mineral
and the drink.
composition.
The mineral composition just kind of makes the beer taste sharper. I guess like fresher. It doesn't taste like watered down piss. It adds a lot of body to it. And this is just for like basics. So with your cores, like your silver cores, maybe not that, but when you get a banquet cores, you can kind of taste it there, and then you get anything from Breckenridge Brewery. Or my favorite beer is Avery's White Rascal. It's a summer blonde. It's diabolical, dude. So good. It combos so well with pizza. I used to go to this pizza joint, and they would do pizza by the slice, and I get an Avery's White Rascal and a pint, and then I get 2 slices of New York style pizza. It's just a fucking shit, man.
That just sounds like bliss, walking around.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. I used to have pizza and beer socks. I would wear like on the day I would go there and do it.
Oh yeah.
In summer I'd go there with my buddies, and we'd get the boneless wings. We'd get a whole fucking pie, and then we'd get some of those beers and just hang.
That's
awesome,
dude. That sounds great, man.
That sounds great. Is right. Now, can you see the mountains and?
Oh yeah. Almost anywhere from Colorado, you will be able to see the Front Range.
That's awesome.
And it's just really that's something I was thinking about because I recently went to Florida, and I just couldn't deal with not seeing
direction was lost.
Where the fuck is west, man? Which way am I supposed to go? Over here, it's like you look to your right, and it's like, oh, there's the Rockies. That's west. Okay, cool. It's like a built-in compass rose, and you just.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. That helped me out a lot. It helped me out a lot when I was driving around up there.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm born and raised in Rhode Island, and I'm sure New Jersey Shore is similar. You get it very familiar with beaches everywhere. And supposedly that's the greatest asset we have here in Rhode Island is the coastline and Narragansett Bay. And
it is
Newport.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous. But I have to tell you, I yearn for more inland type stuff. I've always been a lake, pond, stream, mountain view type person, way more. And,
I'm actually going fly fishing at Rainbow Lake tomorrow. So that's like relevant. Like I'll send you guys some pics, but I get you. I'm kind of the opposite though, because
this is a very grassy, much greener situation.
My grandparents they lived in Grand Lake, which is close to Granby, which is where the Killdozer guy was. So my grandpa knew that guy, but so I would go up there and I'm like, yeah, this is nice. But anytime I could go to New Jersey, my mom, my family, and go see family out there and go to the shore as a treat, dude. Going to the boardwalk outside of Ocean City, getting some fucking funnel cake, bro.
Ooh.
And there are moments where I'm like, I really wish I had the beach, but at the same time, just there's something about the serenity of the Rockies and the mountains that just can't be taken away by like people at the beach.
Yeah.
Now, are you a proficient fly fisherman?
This is going to be my second time. So I'm kind of proficient with fly fishing, but I've done a lot of reel fishing and cast. Well, not cast, but like lure fishing, bait fishing.
And what do you get? Giant rainbow trout up there?
Yeah, you get some monster ass rainbow trout, some brown trout too, some bass.
Nice.
Get some decent carp if you're like in Lakewood area, Lakewood, Colorado, not Lakewood, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Stop stealing our names.
Now in Rhode Island, like
wait. I
want to do some ocean fishing in Rhode Island, man. You guys have got some really cool shit, and like
that's for
sure. Down some lobster traps, get some blue crab.
You know what's fucked up, and I've said this before on the cast, but when I go fishing, it was up in Rhode Island. The only thing I've ever caught is a fucking sea robin, and they are the ugliest fucking fish of all time.
I can't believe that, dude. That's crazy to me. We had this guy named Pepe, Tom, and he runs this. His whole thing is his page is kind of like a faux pizzeria, and he talks about vintage like pinball machines and stuff, and what kind of types of, like pizza pie, and you like, and what kind of toppings and everything. But he went into like great depth about fishing and catching crab off the coast of Rhode Island. And Jack was just sitting there, and we were all having a really good time, like like with your crab crates and everything with crab traps. Throw some hot dog on there, throw it in.
Yeah.
But we were talking about that, and I could just feel Jack just seething.
Yeah.
Just like we're all talking about these great fishing stories, and Jack's like, "Well, I've only caught a sea robin. Shit. I can't catch anything."
Yeah, I tell you what though, it's more about the vibes. Even though I can't catch a goddamn thing, I'm like, you know what, just chilling. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
right. Yeah, I mean, you can catch great striped bass right off the shore, right off the.
Well, I'm sure some people can, but I can't.
Yeah, Jack will be able to catch a paper bag.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll be. Yeah, I tell you what, I'll probably be the one schmuck that catches a sea robin over in Colorado.
It'll be there somehow, some way. No, you know what you're
follows
gonna catch, dude. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the tiniest fucking. Right, at least it'll be a rainbow trout. That's something like I can't even like make fun of you for because we have the fish here are actually like really cool to catch. And when I say that, I mean like you get some good trophy fish if you're looking for that.
Oh, that's cool.
Like some pretty decent freshwater trophy fish.
Yeah.
On top of that, I mean, you know what they say, no lake, no trout. But a good trout fish fry, dude, awesome. Just be careful of the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you get your fair share of predatory animals up there too, don't you?
Oh, dude, I've seen. We fed a bear some Sprite last June.
Yeah.
Well, this June.
What kind of?
It was a black bear, so he's pretty tame. But
you got plenty of mountain lions.
You know, I've never seen one, but I've heard them a lot.
Oh man,
that's something that I think about because the whole thing with the mountain lion. By the time you see one, they've been following you for at least 6.5 hours.
No, that just gives me. I mean, I
dude,
don't know.
You see one of those, you need to you maintain eye contact. You back the fuck up.
You better also hope you're packing.
You hope that thing does not rush you. I used to work at Cabela's, and people would call it. It's like, what's a good hunting sidearm? And I was training this kid named Elijah, and he's like, why would you need a sidearm when you're hunting? And I'm like, Elijah,
you rookie.
Do you know what's like a bear? And he's like, well, you're not gonna kill him. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You need something to slow down a bear or a cougar if it's coming at you, man.
Yeah, it's not about very least spare them.
It's not like, oh, I'm out of ammo for my hunting rifle. Better pull out my revolver to hunt this deer. No, nobody's thinking that.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. You're better off having it and not needing it, and you know the rest.
Exactly.
Facts.
Yeah. So
something that I see
even in Rhode Island, I don't go out in the woods without something.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, you got different wilderness monsters out there.
Yeah, I mean the mountain lions come through here. I don't know if they bed down, but they're definitely around at any given time. There's so many deer out in the Providence watershed, and
no, dude, don't even get me started on deer. People are always like, "Oh my gosh, it's a deer! Look how serene!" And I'm like, that thing makes noises like a bee, and it shits all the time, and it eats my grass.
Yeah, it also looks delicious.
It's delicious, yeah. It's literally like free pickings. Like people are like, "Wow, that's so cool!" And I'm like, "Nah, dude, deer reproduce like you have no idea."
Yeah,
they're like rabbits.
Yeah.
Someone that one of my coworkers is going to be over in Colorado was showing me pictures of all the fucking elk that show up over there, and I'm like, "Holy shit, that's like a whole herd of them."
Yeah.
And just
what was he like? Yeah, he's like, yeah, nothing crazy, right?
Well, they're like, oh, it's pretty great to see. Just don't fuck with them because they'll fuck you up.
Yeah, with you if you're hunting elk, hunt one alone.
Don't go after the pack.
They're huge. Do you have caribou out there?
No, we don't have any caribou, but we got moose. And let me just say, I don't want to fuck with a moose. I learned at a very young age that you don't do that.
Oh my god!
Our
They're
neighbor,
bigger than the elk.
When I was a boy, my grandmother, some fucking California dickhead built this mega mansion across the street from her cabin. Nice. For context, she bought the oldest cabin in the town. It was the sheriff's cabin, before he died. It's made out of it was the only cabin to survive the Grand Lake wildfires in 2020 as well.
Wow.
So when I was a kid, this is 2003, 2004. My grandma always told me when stuff was happening up there, she had names for everything. It was just Mr. Moose or Mr. Fox. Okay, so it was just Mr. and then insert animal name. That's it. But the neighbor was getting ready to go to work, and he had this really nice BMW, and he got in, and there's a moose, and the moose was just sitting in his driveway. He was backing up, and he was trying to like honk the horn. And he got out of the car, and he like looked at the moose, and
looked up at the moose.
Yeah. Well, he got up and he walked away to like his garage door. And for context, his car is like 4 feet away from the moose at this point, like backed up.
Yeah.
So the bumper is near the moose. And that moose just kind of, I'll never forget. I watched it I think it like flared his nostrils or something. I couldn't hear it, but it just went to town on his car, dude. It stomped on it. It used its horns. It kicked it. It just destroyed it, and then it walked away. And I'm like, okay. And then I got older, and I was teaching kids at this mountain summer camp, and I was like, oh yeah, well, stay away from moose unless you have like a dog or something. And then my co-counselor was like, no, even if you have a dog. And I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah,
like, well,
once they're agitated,
moose when they see a dog, it could be the tiniest little fucking yapping dickhead ever.
Yeah.
They can sense and smell like the wolf DNA.
Yeah, there's something about
that animal. Yeah, and that makes them go berserk into like fight or flight mode.
Yeah, it's kind of like horses and camels. Like
my co-counselor told me that he watched this dude's Labrador just get like fucking decked by a moose.
Ooh, that's something, huh?
And I'm like, that's fucking
crazy. Don't they headbutt mooses? Don't they
moose can headbutt, but they really do a lot of stomping and kicking. Moose stand at like 7 to 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
Minimally.
They'll trample right over you.
They're fucking huge, bro. And if it's like, if you see a baby moose, you don't like stay there and be like, where's your mom? That mom knows where that kid is. And if you go near that kid, it's game over for you, man.
Yes, sir. Moose is gonna fuck you up. I remember seeing like a not a live moose, but like one of those taxidermied ones up in the El Bean one, like the main location up in Maine, the HQ. They had like a tax. The El Bean HQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually where El Bean came from. It's from Maine. But like their big whatever store.
The Starship store is up there for sure. Yeah. I can't remember what town it is.
For the life of me, I can't remember. But the whole place is laid out like it's a small town, so it's like it might as well be its own town, honestly.
Probably registered as one. You could see it.
It could be, but like they had like a taxidermied moose, and I go up next to it. And I'm like, this thing is mogging me right now.
Just by existing. What are you, 5'11", Jack, or something?
Yeah, and the moose is like towering, dude. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, I'm like, I knew moose were big, but I didn't think they were this big. And I'm like, dang, I'm never gonna fuck with a moose. It will kill me.
That's crazy. That giant rack too, and that must be so heavy.
Yeah. Oh my god, the muscles it must have.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Moose never miss neck day. Never.
Yeah. Every day it's neck day. But
the females don't have it, but the females are faster. That's what you got to worry about. They're quick.
Oh, and they'll trample right over you.
Oh yeah.
And when they're big like that, fully grown, I actually just recently saw a video of a moose chasing a grizzly bear.
Yeah, dude, that's how it is, though. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
In the food chain, the moose is not like a keystone species. The moose is not like, it will be killed by something. A moose will be killed if it's like sickly or old and they're hunted by a pack of wolves.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like a natural predator. A moose in its prime is never like actively attacked or hunted unless you're big game hunting and you're a human being.
Yeah. But a moose is never like worried. Like a moose is like an Italian walking around New Jersey. Nothing will reasonably stop him if he's done his job right. There's not going to be like in Colorado. If you wake, like I did dispensary work and we had this group of Latin Kings jump our dispensary and they got shot in the face. It's not like that where it's because they're trying to break in and steal a bunch of the cannabis and the money. My coworker.
I thought you were gonna say it's like stoners walking around Colorado.
Well, that too. Yeah, they're unbothered. They're in their element, dude. They can get high wherever they want. You ever had an edible granola bar with like weed in it? That's a thing.
I believe it.
It's like weed soda.
It just became legal in Jersey, so I can't wait to see what the Jerseyites are gonna invent with edibles now.
I want both of you guys to promise me something. If weed gets legal wherever you guys are, I want you to visibly and physically mog any Californian going out there.
Yes, sir. Well, John, I'm about to be right in Colorado in a couple.
Yeah. You're gonna take the mogging like on tour. I know.
Oh, I'm gonna chase all the Californians out of Fort Collins.
You can usually they're in Boulder usually. I don't know, Joe. You ever seen one of these people in real life? It's like meeting like a subhuman. They're usually.
I'm like not sure.
They're usually physically weaker than you.
How do you identify one?
Oh, you can smell a Californian a mile away.
So let me explain this to you, right? If they say like, "Oh no, that's too much for me. Do you have any vegan options?"
Okay.
Was this pizza ethically sourced? Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not.
It's like that. It's asking extra questions that really don't fucking matter.
There's one that you could tell just at sight. It's not all of them, but it's a lot of them, and that's white people with dreadlocks.
Yeah, dude. Oh, they're
Immediately.
everywhere here, bro. I went to college with one. Her name was Whitney, and she always was like checking people's fucking privilege with that shit.
We have our little areas with the little subculture. The east side of Providence, for one. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that at all.
You guys don't have white people with dreads out in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
You do? What the fuck? That's weird.
They're around the periphery. They're not really, mainstream, but
they do a good job at keeping them out.
Yeah,
they still sneak in somehow.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's quite a bit. I was going to ask you. That. Have you had any kind of infiltration, like in Mass, similar to, say, Oregon?
Yeah, 2012 when weed became legal here. That's when a lot of it started. And then in like 2018 when housing prices kind of fluctuated in Denver specifically. So there's this place in Denver called Wash Park, right? It's a direct replica of Washington Park, of George Washington's estate.
Okay.
So around
like
Wash
Martha's
Park,
Vineyard type.
Yeah. It's like that. Around Wash Park, you'll have these small ranch-style houses, and I know this because my dad, he lives like kind of close to the area in one of those, and they're lovely little ranch-style houses. They're from like the 60s and 70s. When you were a kid, and you're like, "Bye, Mom. I'm gonna be gone for 10 hours today doing fuck all with Timmy on my bike," and you go and you go outside and you go down the block and you go to Timmy's and you guys go fuck around and do random shit. It's like that kind of Denver suburbia. Now it's not like that at all. Now it's you'll have those small ranch houses, like one floor with a basement, right next to these mega million cubic, ugly glass looking fucking houses, right next to these little ranch style houses. And what they do is people from California, they buy the land because it's way cheaper here than in California. They bulldoze the plot completely, erasing it's gotten to the point where some of these neighborhoods are now protected. You can't do any damage to the house. You can't completely level the plot, but they'll level it entirely, and then they'll build this huge I don't want to sound like a zoomer, but like a big fuck off Minecraft house. You know the ones I'm talking about, big cubic, very new age, very modern, a lot of ivory and glass.
Yeah,
and you'll have that existing right next to some old lady who's had that house in her family for years.
Yeah.
And
that's you really start to notice that around Wash Park area.
It's like a pseudo gentrification.
I would say it's gentrification for people that are already normal. The neighborhood's fine. Yeah. It's a normal neighborhood. It was people. It was fine, man. And then it was these people, and it's like, okay, cool. And it's like, I'm gonna go down to I'm gonna go get some coffee at Pete's. Pete's is gone. It's been replaced with an artisanal chai tea shop, and it's $14 for tea. And it's like, okay, cool.
Why? Individuals.
It's too bad. I mean, I guess some people call that progress, or but
progress in what direction?
I saw this tweet from a dude. He was like, "Oh yeah, they just opened up a hot yoga studio in my neighborhood, so I fired a couple of shots into the sky to keep the rent down." Like, awesome.
Yeah, keep property values down. Hell yeah, that's not a bad idea. I might do
that. We have that problem. It's not. We see that happening in coastal areas in Rhode Island, where the people want to live on the coastline. That's the most desirable. That's where they knock houses down and build these big mansions.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a fucking killer view. I can empathize with it, but if you have these houses that have been here a while, at least find somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, Narragansett Bay is so fucking beautiful. I swear to God.
It is. It's very, very, very beautiful. No question. The bridges are beautiful. Newport Bridge, Mount Hope Bridge, Jamestown Bridge. I don't know why. I mean, the Golden Gate Bridge is stunning, but I don't know. I think Newport Bridge is equally stunning, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
Yeah, Golden Gate Bridge is overrated in my opinion.
I like Golden Gate Bridge as much as the next guy.
Which is
But
not at
Golden
all.
Gate's best contribution to society was being in the hit game Prey 2017. And that's it.
Facts.
That's it. Other than that, like from what I see it, I just see this like, and when I was in college, I was reading this book. It was about San Francisco like graphic design, and a lot of them. I don't know if you guys have like a oh yeah, that's a definitely kind of like Rhode Island graphic design, but in San Francisco, it's the Bay Area bridge where with whatever with your company logo or like your monogram letters there. Like in Denver or Colorado, it's fucking mountains in the background. God, I'm so sick of seeing these mountains.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like,
dude, that's like the only feature of Colorado.
Mountain in the background, and it's like, okay, you can stop. But there's other ways to be creative.
Name one other topographical feature in Colorado that's not flat land.
Well, I was gonna say a type of flat land. It was the Colorado Dunes, but fuck. Okay.
Yeah. Please draw flat land.
God damn it! You got me.
Like crop circles, maybe.
We don't have crop circles out here. I got a question for you, Tom.
Yeah.
You ever had like your favorite hole in the wall joint just get like ripped up and removed and replaced with some like trendy crap? Just because?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was a sandwich shop, and you're gonna, it goes back. I can't even remember the name. Let me think for a second.
Was it like mob run or is it just like a sandwich shop?
No,
I do have to ask.
A local place. It was just a local family-run place, totally legit.
It was a legit business.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the name. See, but
I relate.
It became a at first it didn't make it very long. It was a did you ever hear of Lums?
Lums? Yeah. I know Lums, the hot dog joint.
Yeah, they had hot dogs. They like hot dogs and beer. They used to steam them in beer.
Yeah, they steam them in beer. So, oh man,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they came through.
Shit's only one. It's good though. Lums is like actually pretty good, but I don't know if I
loved it. I liked Lums. I did, but I missed the place that was there before. And Lums didn't last very long in Rhode Island. They pulled out, and I guess they're still operating, right? They're still.
Yeah, Lums is it's like a East Coast thing, kind of like down south. I know they have one in Atlantic City. I know they have one in Florida. One's in Philly too, I believe. I'm going to probably get some comments screaming at me about that, but I'm pretty sure because I had Lums in Philly. I remember that. I went to Southside Philly with my dad and my grandma. We went to see the Liberty Bell, and we got Lums after that.
Nice.
So what was your point asking about the...
So I'm wondering, like, I just fucking can't stand seeing that shit happen. And it's like the trendy spot's going to make more money.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it just feels like a sign of the times when it's like, oh man.
Well, I agree with you on that.
My favorite sandwich joint's gone. Fucking
it's a shame. Yeah. That same exact thing's happening right now. You remember that sandwich shop where I'd be driving home, we'd be talking
the one that has that has the sandwich called the Godfather?
Godfather. That is
What's in that? Let's get Tom to rate that sandwich.
Ooh, yeah, the Godfather. Well, it's very classic Italian. It's got
Where is this now? New Jersey? Or?
It's in New Jersey, or it was in New Jersey because now it's closed down, unfortunately. And something else is replacing it. I don't know what yet, but like the whole place is gutted right now. But the sandwich was prosciutto di Parma, Genoa salami, some hot capicola, or I'm sorry, gabagool. Provolone, like a sharp provolone, mozzarella, and roasted peppers.
Roasted peppers, yeah.
Classic.
And some ham. Yeah. It was a good sandwich.
It sounds fucking good. It sounds like
and I'm sure it's on a proper roll. And how
made
can you beat that?
Every morning, fresh made.
Dude, see, that's the difference with like with an Italian combos. It has to be a really fucking good roll.
Yeah, it really does. It makes all the difference.
Like you could have like a decent roll, like you could store buy them, and it's still you got like the starchy tinge to it. You get them at like a trendy restaurant. The roll can't handle the sandwich. with like a good proper roll for an Italian combo, to me, at least, it has to hold the sandwich there. It can't get soggy at the bottom. It's real fluffy, and it holds everything together, and it can survive the wrapping process.
Dude, it was so fucking good, man. I'm so upset that it's closing down, or it has closed down.
I'll never forget that. Jack was driving home, and I hear him go into the store, and he's like, "Yeah, let me get the Godfather," and I'm like, "No way!" And I just hear, "Right, boss, coming right up," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, straight up, man.
The cold cuts, I think, are equally as important, and people don't realize it. Like imported cold cuts, there's such a difference. For example, let's take American bologna, okay, versus what would be Italian bologna, which is called mortadella.
Mortadella's fucking fire.
Right. Okay. So
dude, I had burnt ends mortadella. Oh my god, dude.
I must be delicious.
Holy fuck. Oh,
and
so
even
good.
like German bologna. Now, mortadella, made in Italy, it consists of, I believe, 2 sort of good quality cuts of meats, and then it's ground up the way it is, and the rest is spices, and they actually have to maintain a certain standard. Now, if you take that, and German bologna, I'm sure is similar. I'm not familiar with the exact.
It's a lot more firm.
And
you usually just slice it and you grill it as is. You can cube it, but you don't really. It's less of a deli slicing process, and it's more you just hack off a hunk of that shit.
Yeah,
but I'm sure the quality that goes into it is
definitely 100%
yeah.
dude.
Now you take American bologna, and they use the spices to make it taste like that. But what goes into that is, my goodness, we don't even want to know.
It's a horror show.
It's a horror show. You know it.
Oh my god, dude!
How to scare the Italians? Throw Oscar Mayer at them. Run,
dude, for real. Like
they will catch you. But you have at least 15 seconds.
Yeah. I look at Lunchables, I vomit.
God, where'd that fucker go?
It's so bad, dude. Oh my god! And so like that's the thing, right? And you can even tell the difference between like just prosciutto and prosciutto di Parma. The Parma has to be from the region of Italy.
Right.
Same thing for Genoa salami or pecorino, I think.
I'm not sure, but it definitely makes all the difference. You got to use the quality ingredients. I mean, and usually they're imported.
They better be.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of American companies making Italian cold cuts now. Just different. It's just not the same.
And that's something too. I worked at this my first ever job. I was washing dishes at this it was a golf course restaurant, but we had this guy. He was this Italian guy from Louisiana named Bill.
From Louisiana, that doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck he got there, man. Maybe he took like the Christopher Columbus course and got lost. I'm not sure. But he arrived on the Italian Mayflower, but he would do. He would make his own mortadella. He would make his own salami. He would make everything himself. This dude would get to work at 3 a.m, start the biscuits, and start doing. He would start cutting his mortadella, and he would make this. It was a bologna, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. It was his bologna. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah,
that's good, man.
Holy fuck!
That's my favorite. I love it.
It was something else, man.
Yeah,
and
he makes it himself. Now that's interesting.
Oh yeah,
that's interesting.
He brands it. He grinds it together and everything.
I have friends that cure their own prosciutto, but I never heard of it.
That's something I can get behind. I feel like that's something I could do because I'm a prosciutto fiend, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a type 1 diabetic, so for me it's all cheese and meats like all the time.
That's what it is.
So capicola, prosciutto, cheese, just like a charcuterie board. I'm all over it, man.
Oh, dude. If I see a charcuterie board at like any restaurant, I'm getting that.
Yeah, and I have to know like the restaurant first. If I'm going to some place I've never been before and they bring me like a Lunchables style like meats and cheese, I'm gonna call them out, bro.
Oh, I'm never going there again.
But if they bring me like a nice like a goo of brie cheese with like some homemade crackers or some bread.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You gotta have like the little selection. It better be presented with some fruits and some nuts and a little bit of honey and shit.
I got a question though for you, both of you guys. What the fuck do you do with your tomatoes over there?
Oh,
what, Jersey tomatoes?
What the fuck? Yeah, Rhode Island and Jersey tomatoes. What the hell is going on? Dude, I could eat that shit like salami, man.
Yeah.
Jersey tomatoes are really something else. And in fact, like my family, we grow our own like out on our
I was wondering,
on our deck. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah, my mom, she would she made these for herself when she was a kid. She made them for us too. It was a big big rind of like a New Jersey tomato, and then you get mayo on each side. That's it. It's just a tomato sandwich.
Oh,
but it's that good, dude. It's just that good. So it's like a thing. It's like, Tom, it's like a classic thing that people do.
Yeah. Well, so a BLT from New Jersey will defeat any other BLT.
Oh no, no question. But I'm just saying, it's just a rind of tomato.
Yeah. Well, so I've never personally done that, but like, it's not uncommon.
Yeah. Well, tomato and mayo sandwich is pretty popular. It's not my preference, but I'll take that BLT from New Jersey.
Dude,
sure.
oh my God, yeah. All right. Take a BLT from New Jersey. Colorado avocados to it. Oh my God.
What Colorado?
So Colorado, we grow some decent avocados here.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
So we got some. You got some pretty fresh too. Even if you can't grow them right, you get them pretty fucking fresh most of the time.
Ooh,
but Tom, when you're here, if you ever come here, I recommend if there's anything with green chili, even if you're not a chili guy.
I love chili.
Dude, green chili will knock your fucking socks off, man. It's a dipping sauce. So it's chili like thickness as a sauce. You plate that over your burritos, you put it on the side, you put it over your eggs. It's the best thing.
That sounds good. Do they like have that as well, like a burrito?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
You guys have me ravenous now.
You guys want to take 15 for lunch or something?
Here's the thing. This is why I ate before the podcast. I had some leftover rigatoni vodka that I just got from an Italian place yesterday.
Sweet.
Oh my God, it was so good. But that's why I had it, because I'm like, we're having a fellow paisan on the show. We're gonna be talking about food. That's happening.
You did the same thing with Pepe too.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I'm like, that's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen if I don't get something to eat beforehand.
Yeah. That's interesting. Now, see that vodka sauce? That's like an Italian American thing. Did you know that?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. So what's the origins of vodka sauce? Is it?
I don't know.
Is it vodka as in Russian vodka, or is it Italian like fermented potato water?
Well, no.
I need to know if they just
a good quality vodka. Well,
okay. So you grab a good vodka.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is, it's not an Italian dish. It's not an Italian sauce. It's an Italian American thing.
Yeah, I think it originated in New York, probably.
That sounds about right for New York. Yeah. So is New York like your New Jersey, like your California out there for you too, or is it like? Okay.
For me, yes.
like Tom, if some guy's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on business from New York," do you like roll your eyes just a little bit, or?
I used to go twice a year, minimum, and fortunately, and I still have friends that are there, but I'm happy to say that I no longer have to go.
God bless.
It sounds like a logistical nightmare driving it. Dude, it was a logistical nightmare going over the Jersey fucking Turnpike. I can't imagine going to New York.
Bro, imagine going over the Washington Bridge to New York. And first of all, if you drive into New York, you're a lunatic, because now you have to deal with fucking New York traffic.
Oh God.
And it costs $20 just to get in there.
It's a trap, for sure.
Yeah, it is, 100%.
I used to go down to Egg Harbor, New Jersey twice a year too.
Oh, hey, all right.
Yeah, so you're familiar with that. I think it's Black Horse Pike. Spencer Gifts headquarters is right there.
Oh, no kidding.
So
it's about 2 miles outside of Atlantic City. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and my God.
I used to drive. It's about 5 hours from Rhode Island.
So what? After you got into New Jersey, you'd probably take Route 9 all the way down there until you hit
Garden State Parkway.
Yeah. Well, Route 9 is separate. Oh, so you would take the Parkway down? Okay.
Yes. And then on the way back, I used to like to stop off in a town called Red Bank.
Yeah.
It's a cool town, really cool.
I love Red Bank.
Yeah, and I stumbled upon that. I didn't know it was there. I was just so tired one time. I said, I'm going to pull up. And then I found out Bruce Springsteen and John Bon Jovi are both from that town.
Oh, yeah, my God. That explains my parents' music tastes. Oh, God. It makes so much sense now.
Oh, my God. Now, while you were in Red Bank, did you try out any restaurants while you were there?
Well, I just a pizzeria, and I don't remember the name of it. And I did the hotel I stayed in had a pretty good restaurant. So
I
didn't go about town too much. No.
All right. If you're ever down there again, there's a place there called the Melting Pot, which is like a fondue type.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me stop you there. What's the logo look like?
You know what?
Yellow in the background with like a grayish, like brown font.
You know what? Let me look it up real quick.
I need to know because there was one growing when I grew up in Littleton. There was one right outside of where I lived. It was called the Melting Pot.
Okay, so it looks like it says Melting Pot, but then it's got like the little logo is like a obviously like a pot with a handle, but it's like you said,
steam
like a
coming
yellow.
out of it.
Yes.
I'm looking this up in real time, folks. The fuck? What the fuck?
Let me see location.
What the fuck?
Oh, there's a ton of locations.
Oh, so there's a chain. Now, is that one of those places you could get? They give you a bunch of things and you just dip it into the fun.
Yeah. They do like that. When I was a kid, I was like, oh man, I like the desserts at the Melting Pot.
Oh shit, there's one in Fort Collins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. There's one in Littleton, there's one in Fort Collins.
Oh my God, yo, that's awesome.
Tom, they got charcuterie boards there too.
Yes, charcuterie boards, nice.
So you could do like salami, bologna, get some crackers, some cheese.
Oh, dude,
you dip that adult Lunchable and you put it in the cheese.
you also it's like a course, right? So like there's
you could do like a course meal there, which is
and then they give you a soup-based secondary that you like you stew your meat in to like cook it because they give you
wow.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's so good. And if you really want to go all out, then you go to the dessert menu where they give you like it's like chocolate fondue, and now you're like, ooh, now you're going.
I like that when you can finish when you cook the meat in whatever hot liquid it is. Did you ever have that before? Is that what you're talking about?
Like a hot pot?
Yeah,
it's like a hot pot.
I thought you were talking about pasta sauce. I was like, well, yeah, you got to brown the fucking meat, and then you put your fucking tomatoes in there, and because then that's where all the flavor is, you know?
Yeah.
You brown the meat, and then whatever gravy's left is just incorporated in the sauce. I always did pasta and meat sauce for that reason.
Oh, so that actually that reminds me. That's something I have to ask. Tom, do you call it sauce or gravy?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, you know what? I never thought about that before.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Now, a lot of people up north here call it gravy. You can't go to Brooklyn or places in New Jersey and not call it gravy. And in Rhode Island, there's a lot of that too. But my mother, to this day, my 98-year-old mother calls it sauce.
Good.
My father called it gravy.
Oh, so it's always
shit.
So I grew up very confused.
Oh man. Dude, my grandmother and my granddad, they did the same shit, but it was poppin' soda. So both my parents, like East Coast, but my grandmother, like she was one of those like straight out of Philly, New Jersey. When I was like, Grandma, do you want anything to drink? Yeah, let me get a water.
Water.
Yeah, pass the clicker.
Yeah,
see, that's not how you make your sauce. You got to make your sauce this way. Yeah, let me make a cup of coffee. Like she had that ice. But my grandmother and my granddad, they get into shouting matches over pop and soda.
Oh my God.
And I'd never heard it called a gravy before, but when you said that, I'm like, this is like the pop and soda argument.
Oh yeah.
It's like my granddad didn't talk to my grandmother for like 4 days over that shit because it was pop and soda.
Yeah. It's called soda. I don't know.
It's called soda. I don't know why they call it pop.
Yeah. Well, here's the other big
What do you
fight,
call
right?
it, Jack? Jack, what do you call it?
So
I call it
out
sauce.
Out here,
Call it sauce. Yeah.
I hadn't heard it called
it's
gravy
sauce.
until much later on in life, and I looked at them like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Yeah.
That gives him that like Ray Liotta stare. He's like, "What the fuck did you just call it?"
It's like, did you just call the sauce gravy? Yeah, the gravy. No,
it has to be a
it's
gravy if it's
sauce!
like a gravy consistency. If anything, I'm gonna get. I'm ready to. You can crucify me. Just make sure that the pieces of the cross are pointing towards the guy that's accepting his fate next to me.
Yeah.
But meat sauce is basically just is like chili almost.
Well,
It's
a meat
it's
sauce
like
you
a
just
step away
call.
from chili.
Well, a meat sauce you just call it bolognese.
Yeah, it's a bolognese, but my dad called it meat sauce, so I called it meat sauce. But
yeah,
to me, that's not a gravy. That's not a gravy consistency. It's too runny to be gravy, right? Or like, am I going crazy? Like,
No, that's correct. That is correct.
I mean, I don't know where that all started. I really don't.
Gravy. It started with ignorant New York Italians, unfortunately.
You think it was New York? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
The Sopranos, it was gravy too.
Because I do remember.
It was. That's right.
Paulie Walnuts called it gravy, and I'm like, what the fuck did he just say?
He's like, Paulie, I love you, but come on.
Come on, man. I know you're retarded, but
and I'll guesstimate in Rhode Island, it's probably split right down the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Depends
Gravy
what part
sauce.
of the Costa Nostra line you're on.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. No, we call it. I've called it sauce my whole life, and
See now, and if you got an Italian chiming in on this, they don't call it either of them. They call it sugo or sugo,
yeah,
or something else too.
Yeah, they call it the right thing. And then
ragu. They call
ragu.
it
they call it a ragu. Yeah. Man, Fabrizio's gonna be listening to this fucking freaking out. He lives in Rome. He's from Italy, and he is. I just know.
I hate to offend them. I mean, I offend them all the time.
He's gonna be
pretty
fuming.
funny, man.
They hate gabagool, and they hate.
Oh my god! So I
hates all that shit. I showed him The Sopranos, and he's like, "This is racism," and I'm like, "How?"
It's just real.
Yeah, they used to lash out at Joey all the time.
I don't get it, man. I liked a lot of Joey's stuff. Zoo was probably my favorite character, or Reverse Peter Redtep was also good.
Lombardi, yeah.
Zoo's pretty popular. A lot of
I love him. Zoo is just like, don't worry about it. I'll handle it later, and then he's like, later never comes. Zoo just forgets about it.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones from your page is like. I think it's like we don't say plan here. That's how words like premeditated start getting thrown around in the courtroom.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Dude, yeah. That one was so good, man.
Bro,
hey, you know what?
What's up?
I remember in that in Tom, you made that post about how you order an Italian combo.
How I order it?
Yeah, it was either you or Zoo, but you had like the breakdown of the sandwich, and you were like, "What do you look for in yours? What do you add? What do you take away?" And there were people that were in the comments that were just fucking screaming. They're like, "That's not right. That's not right." Oh, there's a lot of people that were pretty level-headed. They were like, "No, this is about right."
How do you start an Italian Civil War? You ask them what they want on their sandwich.
There's definitely been a Civil War too, for sure. But you may be referring to the one. Sure. You may be referring to the one where the question was asked, do you put mayo on your tongue?
Yes, that was it. And I was like, it depends on what's on the sandwich. If I need something to like moisten the sandwich, if it's not moist enough, I'll put mayo in there.
It's amazing that's even controversial, isn't it?
Yeah, it's situational for me. Like, so if there are people that are like, I eat it on everything all the time, I'm like, okay, man, chill the fuck out. Your thighs will thank you later.
Yeah, see, I don't like to put mayo on an Italian sandwich. The closest I will get is like a homemade salad dressing. You just smear a little bit on there. Oof.
Yeah, or like a balsamic vinegar or something like that.
Well, balsamic vinegar is also good. That's also a good way to go. But I mean, like if I'm going like a cream based one, it would be like a house salad dressing type.
Yeah. So you got a little more, little thicker, a little more, like a bottled dressing almost.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. If I'm gonna do that, oh my god.
There's one thing I like about East Coast food, man, and there's this And me and my girlfriend went to this place over in Frisco called Deli Belly, right? And it's a tried and true guys from Rhode Island, and he is the biggest Red Sox fan ever.
Okay.
And looked,
Yeah.
oh man,
Do
I've taken it
it
personally because
can I just interrupt for one
Yeah.
second? Rhode Island's split Yankees Red Sox.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I don't want to take you off topic, but
No. I'm gonna remember
this
this because we're gonna bring Baseball Doge on here, and he's like the baseball guy. I'm gonna ask his opinion about that because he's a Yankees simp. Dude.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I remember one time I went into Boston, like my family was on vacation up there, and I didn't even realize I was wearing like a Yankees shirt, and like some guy
Were
goes
you
up
getting
to me.
followed down dark alleys and some shit? What's going on, man?
Some guy goes up to me. He's like, "Hey, look, I know you probably don't know, but you're in Boston wearing like a Yankee shirt. I need to be careful because there are some fucking crazy people out here."
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they are hardcore, man. Boston.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize it. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't think I was putting a target on myself.
Yeah,
but man,
sure.
so I went in there, and first thing I see, and when I was a kid, it's a backstory real quick. I used to babysit for Clint Hurdle, who was the manager and owner of the Rockies from 2000 to like 2009. And in 2007, the Rockies made a World Series run with their one of their star players, Matsui, was like basically the carry.
Well, Hideki Matsui?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who went to play for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Stay mad.
And I'm still mad about it. The story's about that, but I go in there. First thing I fucking see, because we had this big like watch party. This was in 2007, so I was around like 10, I think.
Yeah,
11-ish. I was at the Rockies hat. I had my Rockies jersey, and I'm sitting there in the basement of my parents' house, my family, and all these people. And Clint Hurdle was like, his wife and kids were there, but he was at Coors Field, like while the final game was going. It was tied. It was an even series, and we fucked that game up so bad. And oh god. And I just remember, like, because Clint got some early press access stuff. So we have, and I still have some of the balls signed by him, but it was a Rockies Red Sox, like, flag, like a banner flag you get at, like, sporting events.
Yeah.
And I saw that same fucking flag in this restaurant. And I knew. And I go in there, and the guy, I think his name is Russell. And he was like, "Hey, what can I get?" Sounds super fucking Italian, and I'm like, and I look at him, and he's got a little Boston Red Sox pin, and I'm like, I'm feeling the butcher's nails singing in my brain, and I'm like, yeah, let me get and I got 2 Italian combos, right? So I was like, yeah, let me get the 12-inch because me and my girlfriend were hungry. They gave us basically 4 sandwiches. In terms of the amount of like sandwiches we got.
Okay.
It was so we measured it out. They gave us 2 12-inches, but there were these like weird middle parts of the sandwich. The sandwich is measured out to be like 18 inches long.
Yeah.
So when you order like a 12-inch, they give you 3, and they cut them into like subsections, like 6-inch, like subsection sandwiches. Yeah. So I get this, and they hand me like a bag of sandwiches.
What the?
Not like you know, like the parchment paper and the butcher paper wrapped up. No, a bag, dude.
Oh my god!
I was very pleased. It was pretty damn good, but we got to do something about those.
He's a Rhode Island guy, or
yeah, he's a Rhode Island guy.
Oh boy!
Now I got to ask, because this is pertinent. We were talking about what do we call things from like different locations, right? Now, this is a big one in the tri-state area over here. Do you call it a hero, a hoagie, or a sub?
I was gonna ask about this because I want to weigh on this when you guys are done. Because I got some stuff from a New Yorker. Yeah, I know.
Now
I'll leave you to it.
It's called a fucking sub.
Gotcha. You didn't, you know.
Here we go. Here he is, like, you know,
a hero, a hoagie, or a sub.
Yep.
Well, you didn't even give the Rhode Island option. We call it a grinder.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about
in South Jersey. They call it a grinder, bro.
In Rhode Island, actually, it's a grinder.
A grinder.
You gotta call it a grinder.
Yeah. And Massachusetts too. I think Boston too.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% about that.
Yeah, the grind area is up north. Grind
The
City.
grind area? Did you call it grind area?
That's the grind area, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man, but because Pennsylvanians will call it a hoagie.
A hoagie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hoagie or a hero. If it's a hot sandwich, it's a hero. If it's a
Yeah.
if it's a cold sandwich, it's a hoagie.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I follow a group online called Hoagie Gurus.
Dude, that sounds fucking sick.
And also, there's another one called Jersey Sandwich Joints.
Oh, yeah.
Both excellent.
Jersey Sandwich Joints. It's.
All right, I'm looking up Hoagie Gurus here. Holy shit. Dude, these are looking mad clean, man.
Oh, yeah, you get some outstanding.
Patman Batrick is an admin? What?
Oh, shit. Are you kidding me?
What the fuck? That's a friend of ours, but man, dude, it's just people sharing sandwiches. This is the best group I've ever seen.
Oh, it's outstanding. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Jersey Sandwich Joints, and I found out now there's a sandwich that's famous in Jersey, and I think it's a certain ham. I think it's Taylor
pork
ham.
roll, egg and cheese. Don't call it Taylor ham.
Oh,
do that.
All right,
Don't do that.
I'm in trouble. All right, so what do you call it?
Pork roll.
Pork roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that a breakfast sandwich?
It is a breakfast sandwich. However, you are not limited to pork roll at any one time of the day. That's the beauty of it.
That is the most New Jersey thing you've ever said in your life. You're not limited to insert food item at one point of the day.
Yeah. So
what are you doing? Taking shots of whiskey, eating pork roll at 4 a.m.
Yeah. I want to clear up the Taylor ham thing, and all North Jersey motherfuckers can come blow me on this one.
But did you and Atomic Shaman get in on this? I remember you guys talked about something.
We did talk about it. We're all in agreement that it is pork roll.
Okay, so
the reason why people call it Taylor ham is because one of the companies that manufactures it, one of the biggest companies, is called Taylor. Now, on the bag itself, it says John Taylor's pork roll. So any motherfucker that calls it Taylor ham is not only wrong in their ignorance, but can't fucking read.
Okay, I'm confused. So is this like a John Elden Ring kind of thing? Or is this like in the South where people call soda Coke?
It must be, right?
It's giving me that kind of vibe where it's like, yeah, man, you haven't had a tailored ham before. And it's like, it's biologically, it's a pork roll. Yeah, tailored ham.
Tailored ham. It's like, that's the worst one. When they call it tailored ham, like it's a fucking suit.
so Taylor is the guy's name, that one of the manufacturers' names?
John Taylor, apparently.
John Taylor.
John Taylor.
Yep.
John Taylor.
Ah.
So if you look up just pork roll on images, you'll see it in its case.
Okay.
In the bag, and it says Taylor on the top and bottom, and in the middle it says John Taylor's pork roll.
So does he dominate the industry?
I'm looking at it right now. It's in like red letters. It just says Taylor, and it says John Taylor's pork right fucking there. It says John Taylor's pork roll.
Yep.
Net worth 16 ounces. It looks really damn good. Tom, you could probably make a killer sandwich with this shit. My God.
Dude, it's fucking delicious. It's one of the best breakfast sandwiches.
What are they doing? Putting it on a Kaiser roll? Oh, it's a
and why is it only available in New Jersey? That's my second.
Well, that's why. That's why Jersey's the best, baby. But they put on a Kaiser roll. You put, a pork roll, egg and cheese. Oh my fucking God!
I've seen pictures of it.
If you
go on that Jersey Sandwich Joint site, it's on like every other post.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's what made me bring up that point. Yeah. Now, there's a step further for pork roll, right? There's a sandwich. It's not, unique to New Jersey, but it is the best in New Jersey because of the pork roll. It's called a Belly Buster. Now, Belly Buster it's a heart attack on a bun, but it's fucking delicious. It is bacon, cheese, egg, pork roll if you're in New Jersey, potato or hash brown. You could even do both. Ketchup, mayo, and sausage.
Okay. I thought you were going to say hot dogs, but sausage. Okay.
Sausage, yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty
like
close.
A kielbasa or like a sausage.
Like breakfast sausage.
Okay.
Breakfast sausage. Yeah.
And it's like, holy fucking shit! You have one of those a year.
Yeah.
Because it'll kill you, but it is the most fucking delicious shit.
Dude, you know it's bad if in New Jersey it's like, you have one of those a year because it'll kill you.
It will straight kill you.
An Italian man that just like sits down, you have one of these a year because it'll kill you.
It'll fucking kill you.
It's like, well, shit. Does that mean I get to have like 2, or like does everybody just get 1?
Oh, one for the whole state? Yeah. Oh, dude.
There's another place down there that got quite famous for hot dogs, peppers, and potatoes, I think. In a sandwich.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Holy shit.
Oh my god, it's delicious. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it. And let me ask my buddy. He's sitting right next to me. He might know. What was it? A hot dog with what? It was peppers.
Peppers, hot dog, green peppers, and potatoes.
Hot dog. Peppers,
and maybe onions too. Maybe onions too.
I could probably see onions for the crunch. Wait, caramelized? Or just onions?
I think that all cooks together.
Okay.
It all cooks together. It's actually a classic Italian lunch.
It's delicious.
Man, it sounds good.
He's got nothing. We're both looking here because I know we both had it at some point.
Give him a minute. The Italian sandwich service is on it.
Yeah. Now I am asking the Irish guy for an Italian sandwich right now, but
that's okay.
Do you know Zoo is half Irish?
There you go. There's a representation, Jack. It's right there.
Yeah. He's a fellow like Ray Liotta type. I'm also only half. So
it literally is like Henry Hill, but like also in New Jersey.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's great.
All right, Tom. I gotta ask. You big clam chowder guy?
Yeah, I love it.
All right. So give me the lowdown for making like a decent clam chowder out here. Do you have to get like the clams fresh?
There's 2 different types of clam chowder, just to specify.
Well, there's 3.
You're right. Yeah.
Rhode Island, it's clear.
Tom is just like, actually,
there's a hidden third one from
Rhode Island. It's a third one. We're just like, what the fuck? Is it possible to learn this power?
Yeah, there's the New York, the New England, and the Rhode Island, right?
That's
all right. Give me the Rhode Island version.
Well, Rhode Island it's clear. So like a New England is a cream base, so it's thicker and
that's the white one that everyone knows.
That's the white one, exactly. And then the Manhattan is a tomato base.
It's interesting.
And some people say that it starts off as the Rhode Island and you just add tomato or cream to make it either other way. But I'm not really familiar. I know it starts with bacon. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
I buy it though. I love it.
When you say clear, is it like a soup broth?
Yes.
Okay, I can get down with that. I like the creaminess, but at the same time, a bad clam chowder.
It's heavy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be very heavy.
Because my family lived, or my parents at least, lived in Rhode Island for a short amount of time. So we used to have that all the time. My mother makes that sometimes. The fucking Rhode Island clam chowder with the bacon in it. Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. That's something I was thinking about because I was talking to a buddy of mine. Again, he's from Louisiana, and he was going off about how you don't mix land meat and sea meat. You have to keep seafood with seafood.
Oh, piss off!
Like maybe with their cooking, where they're putting shit in like jet boilers.
Yeah.
And they're like straining the crawfish for dirt. Like, yeah, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just something I'm thinking about. I'm like, how often do you mix like seafood flavor?
Dude, there's a whole dish of it called surf and turf.
I know.
Well, that's more or less like lobster and steak. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Well, because there's such a Portuguese community in nearby Mass and Rhode Island, they often put chorizo in too. Portuguese sausage, yeah.
Yeah. Now there's also I know they do it in one kind of paella. You'll have like land and sea mixed together.
Yeah, they put chorizo, either Spanish sausage or Portuguese sausage in paella.
Dude, a good paella is fantastic.
Yeah.
I wish I could weigh in. Never had one.
Spain has a terrific paella. We were talking about the restaurant Spain.
That's what my father would always get when we were there. He would get the paella.
Yeah. Very good.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I just realized we sort of got off track. We were trying to figure out.
No, we're good.
I was gonna say what I was drinking, and I think,
right.
Did Jack say he was having the blonde ale or the?
I was having the autumn ale.
The autumn ale.
Yeah.
So because I've been off of beer, I've got what is now one finger of Elijah Craig.
What is that? I just hear like the saddest. What is now one finger?
It was 2 fingers. Now it's 1 finger. Elijah Craig bourbon.
Nice.
Single barrel.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
You do single barrel or rye, or what do you prefer when you're drinking your bourbon?
I like bourbon. I don't like rye.
Okay.
And I like to sip it. It's a sipper,
Yeah,
I do like
it
a good
depends
bourbon,
for me. But if I want to sip, usually I get a good bourbon for that.
Have you had Woodford Reserve yet? That bourbon?
Yes.
What do you rate that? Because I love that.
Well, I mean, they're just the basic Woodford Reserve. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it was a little sweet for me. I like it. I wouldn't turn it down. But I like that little burn I get from Elijah Craig. So
I'll have to try that then.
Yeah, and it's a good price point too. It's not going to break the bank.
Yeah. Are you a cigar guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like me a good Padron.
Oh yeah.
Dude. I'm like bourbon. He's got to be. Dude smokes and cigars for sure.
Yes, dude. A Padron is so fucking good, man.
Yeah, that's a good combo.
I've been enjoying Ave Maria and Man of War. Those are my other two. Padron and those two.
I'm not familiar with those. Once you get going with Padron, you don't really want to vary too much.
Yeah.
It's like it's always disappointing. And I'm not talking about expensive Padrones. I smoke the inexpensive. It's not aged tobacco. It's a 2,000 or a 3,000 Maduros. I like. They're about $7 or $8. You can get them for about $7 or $8.
I had a couple of those recently with my buddy Jeff, coworker of mine. We went to this smoke lounge.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I never smoked a Maduro before, but it was really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. But
this is a new one I just recently tried. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. Buffalo Trace, which I think is
Buffalo Trace whiskey is super good.
That's good.
Me and my dad, we make our Manhattans with Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. Well, they have a cigar as well.
Oh shit! I did not know that. Oh my god!
So I tried the cigar, and I'm like, "Damn, that's good. That's actually for a cheap cigar. Fuck."
We'll have to try that with the Buffalo Trace whiskey.
I gotta look into that. What are you calling cheap?
I think it's like probably like $4 a cigar, maybe $3.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger says that if you take any kind of whiskey and rub it on any cigar, it's gonna make it taste 100 times better.
You know what? I'm an asshole because I've never done that, and that's such an obvious thing to do.
It makes sense. I tried it one time, but I couldn't tell. It didn't make much of a difference for me.
Maybe I'll like put a little whiskey in the humidor. Just get it all.
Yeah. That's like put a little vodka in the humidifier.
Yeah, that's how I go to sleep, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I miss the beer. I like beer, but at my age,
that's something I think about a decent amount because I had this boss that had a stroke, and he would have at least 8 beers a night. Oof. And in the morning he'd wake up and he'd have either McDonald's or biscuits and gravy. And then he'd go to work. Oh my god,
what? Did he live to like 95? Because
I got no fucking clue. He had a stroke at 68.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. I mean,
yeah.
So you're out there in Colorado doing a lot of active stuff, fly fishing.
It's just passively, man. You just kind of do it, some places. When I lived down in Denver, I never but back in Denver, I went to the gym a lot. Out here, there's not many like other gyms, but I don't really find the need. I need them. I go hiking a lot. I do some biking. I'm a big longboarder in the summer, so I take my longboard down Copper Pass.
Nice.
But
Copper Pass. Where is that?
It's a pass that runs. It's a bike trail that runs all the way from Vail all the way to Breckenridge.
Oh, damn.
So it stretches about 50 to 60 miles ish.
Damn.
So
now I heard that you got rattlesnakes over there as well. Do you?
Not up in the Rockies. Out where you are, yeah. Where you're gonna be, yeah. You'll have rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
Down south, you're like Telluride, Colorado Springs, maybe like.
Well, I'm surprised to hear that. How does a rattlesnake survive that climate, winter climate?
They find a warm place to be. Usually, you'll find rattlesnakes hiding underneath like air vents, not air vents, but like air machines, AC machines.
Yeah.
They like those. They like being in the sun in a lot of places in the wintertime. They burrow to like to warmer places. They know by fall to get somewhere warmer. They're not going to survive the winter.
It probably makes
sometimes they just flat out die in the winter too. But down south in the desert, southwest.
Yeah, because in the desert it gets cold as fuck at night, so they got to figure something out.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I never.
Luckily, the sand is usually a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
So they just kind of hide it. Like down in the dunes, you don't really see them a lot. I mean, even then, man, rattlesnakes haven't really had a real problem with them. It's the pit vipers that you gotta watch for.
Pit vipers. Oh, so you have a lot of snakes out there in Colorado?
Yeah, you got some interesting snakes down at like the bottom left corner is when Colorado starts to turn into like the Mojave Desert.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's weird. Colorado's a grab bag. You'll have like flat prairie plains, mountain towns, lush forests. You have literally like sand dunes, like from Dune in Colorado.
Yeah.
And then you have like the southwest plateaus and shit.
Yeah, dude, you
got a lot there. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. And the wildlife is a little. We even have a Colorado tarantula. It's really small, but it's here.
Oh boy.
Man,
I'm not good with snakes.
Spoken like a true wise guy.
Yeah.
We don't like snakes, too.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are talking about the person.
Yeah.
You're talking about the animal.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about, too, huh?
It's like, for legal reasons, yeah, absolutely.
That's something. All right, so John's drinking the ale, right?
Yeah, I got the ale here.
And Jack, what do you got?
I was drinking wine.
What kind? Oh, dude, what the fuck?
I was drinking a Pinot Noir.
Okay.
And it's gone now.
It's gone now.
Pinot Noir. That's quite a cultural blend. We got bourbon, wine, ale, microbrew.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
It's like good stuff.
Yeah. I like wine. I mean, that's another thing I cut back on only because of the sugar.
Yeah, see, that's something a lot of people don't think about with alcohol is the amount of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you guys are younger. I mean, when you get up around my age, you got to be way more conscious of all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
So for me, Tom, I think I burned all of that shit in my way younger years. When I turned 21, I almost blacked out and died in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Not for the fun party reason. Like it's not like you were pounding it back. It was my pancreas like shut down.
Oh my god.
I remember I went to Caesar's Palace and I got the spaghetti bolognese and I got this really nice red wine to go with it. I was like, this is really good, but I can't see anymore.
Oh no.
My body was like shutting down, and then I got home in Denver, and they're like, "You are about to go into a diabetic like coma," and I'm like, "Oh,
no kidding."
Oh my god.
So and I don't look anything impressive, man. I look like a skeleton, man. I'm not like super obese or nothing, but yeah. So
you were what? You were born with diabetic type 1?
I wasn't born with type 1. Like it runs in my family. I just contracted when I turned 21.
Okay, I thought you were born with it.
And that's when I started to know, like, oh, you go and you buy like a vodka cranberry and shit, or any of those cocktails, like those. It's like 4 to 5 like bottles of wine in terms of the amount of sugar in one of those cocktails. It's nuts.
Yeah. So you've been conscious that.
Oh yeah, that's something that you don't think about, and then like I ended up starting to do it, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Boy, that's something. Yeah. So what caused the spike in that? Was it the pasta or
I think it was just. I'm gonna be real, man.
sugar in the sauce?
I
Maybe?
I was partying for like 4 days straight. It wasn't like, oh, what did you in? Was it the pasta or the drink? I was like, no, man. Maybe it was like the entire bag of gummy bears I had for breakfast one morning. Maybe it was the 5 ciders I had before getting on the plane.
Oh.
Maybe it was the 6 Scooby snack shots I did with my stepdad. Maybe it was the amount of cranberry juice I drank thinking I had a urinary tract infection.
Oh my God.
Who knows?
That's something. Hey, so Jack, I mean that's a big move you got. Yeah, what sparked that?
So it's an opportunity at work. For like a managerial / supervisory role, and I'm like, damn, I'm pretty fucking young, and this is an opportunity that's presenting itself very early on for me. Fuck it, let me throw my hat in the ring, see what happens. And I interviewed very well. It's internal to my company. So I interviewed very well, and they were like, yeah, you know what? Actually, do you actually want the job? I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't think I would get this far.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think I got this far.
Yeah. So I'm like, here, let me before I like fully accept officially, let me take a trip out of Colorado, see if I like it, look for some places, and if I like it and I can find a place and it looks good to me and everything's cool, then yeah, I'll take you guys up on that. And I just got back from my trip last week. So yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, this place is really cool. I can get down with it. The place I found is 10 minutes from fucking work, which is so clutch not having to drive that far. It's just going to be a lot of fucking ball ache moving over there.
Yeah, always is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ball ache moving down the street,
Yeah. Thankfully, I was able to get like a package for like relocating where they're going to cover the majority of my expenses for doing it.
Oh, that's great.
But I think I mentioned this on the podcast several weeks ago, maybe even months ago at this point.
Yeah,
but my fucking car problems continue.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh boy!
Before you get in on this, Tom, I just want to say, if you get a text from Jack, aka Doge from New Jersey, like 3 a.m. asking you like to mail him a sandwich, do it, or he might die.
I might
his body might dry out.
I might destroy all of northern Colorado trying to find one.
Oh, you're gonna destroy all 5 houses? Please go ahead.
Yeah. No, they're doing some development. Oh, no, you know what? It was funny. I went to one of the grocery stores up there to like check it out. I think it was like a King Super or whatever. And the one employee
out here,
yeah, the one employee I talked to was a paisan from Brooklyn.
Oh my God! No way.
I'm like, hey, not alone.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing out here? Or was he like, hey, kid, you're out of your element?
Well, that's what I asked him. Like, dude, how the hell did you get out here?
I mean, Brooklynites don't blend well, really, in many places. And that's not an insult to them. They're just beautiful. They're beautiful. I love them.
It's so funny because I could tell immediately with one look that he's a fellow Guinea, and I'm like, oh, you're from. You're Italian. Where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Oh, yeah.
the Guinea mating call.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, dude.
And then every time you got to call for backup, you have to make sure that you are indeed seeing what you think you are seeing, and you're going to ask your friends if they are also indeed seeing.
Say that. You also throw out some, hey, you see what I'm seeing here?
Talking with your hands.
Yeah. I was literally doing that motion as I was doing that.
What's up with that, man? What is that? Where did that come from?
That is something just in our blood.
What are we talking about? The fingers, the hand motion?
The hand motion.
Yeah.
That comes from the old country.
That's a good question. You know what's interesting? Anywhere you go, if you can, like, you go to any of these densely populated Italian American areas throughout the country. Everybody's seen. There's so many parallels. Like, how do they know how to be the same way? We're all the same way. I mean, there's so much commonality. Whether if you dropped yourself out of a helicopter and landed in the north end of Boston, and then you went and dropped yourself like in somewhere in New Jersey, or then like everybody's doing the same thing culturally.
Yeah.
What's the word? Homogenous.
Yeah.
Homogenous. And I don't know how that happens because, I mean,
that's straight from the old country, dude.
It's got to be, yeah.
That's something I think about where it's like Americans have no culture, and it's like, but that's not like when you think about it, where your family comes from or your other family's people, like
that's part of the culture.
You have like.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Jack, you guys hear that? Someone's coming for Joey here. For Mr. Calabrese is getting
One of us talked. Nobody's safe.
Who's the rat?
Tom's like, excuse me a minute. You just hear like a gun loading in the background.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Calabrese, come out with your
After
hands
like 5 minutes of aggressive gunfire, he comes back and like straightens his tie.
Sorry about that guys. Yeah. But yeah.
Put a wise guy back in their place, making him act wise once more.
Yeah. But that straight up comes from the old country. Like I remember seeing during like the Olympics, because Italians are the best fencers. That's just a fact. They always win gold. But like whenever they would like score a point, you would always see the hand motion, right? And it's the typical hand motion. They go like, "Oh yeah," you like in celebration, and it's like, "Oh, that's just in our blood. We all do that." Yeah. That's
it's in our DNA. I get that. But why do we all call it gabagool? Like how did the guy from the North End know to call it gabagool, and the guy in
I'm so happy you brought that up.
New Jersey calls it gabagool.
What are you, an expert or something?
And this is something I want to bring up.
I mean,
I have a theory.
That. What linked these communities together that they're all on the same page calling it gabagool?
All right, Jack, hit us with your theory here. I'd like to know.
The theory, and I'm going to say it's basically confirmed fact, but the theory is, think like, you just got your family over from Italy, right? You know it as capicola. You're raising your kids in America. You own a deli shop, right? You own a sandwich shop. You're a butcher, whatever. Your kids are, they're speaking English because that's what the school system they're being raised in and the culture around them. And of course, they're working with you at your deli shop because that's just how it worked back then. Now you go, hey Giovanni, go get the capicola. Go get the capicola. And eventually you start saying it faster and faster, and eventually capicola goes, get the capicola, and eventually it just turns into get the gabagool.
I like the theory.
I was thinking about that with a lot of the way that around here, and like with people in like Philly and East Coast, you don't call it water, it's water.
Water.
Like saying it fast. Yeah. Or coffee.
Coffee.
Or so if you're in the South and you got that like Southern twang, that comes from years of family members and parents talking and speaking English with like a packed lip of tobacco.
Yeah. Now they pegged me with. What? They knew I was from the East Coast or at least even from Jersey, because we say it like coffee, right? Coffee.
Yeah,
they say it like caffee.
Yes, I can't even say it like that, but
we say it. Saying it like caffee doesn't sound right. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? It's coffee.
It's coffee. It's coffee. You have to pronounce the O, or it's not.
Exactly. Then it's not coffee. Yeah. Coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Say it, John. You say it now. Coffee.
Coffee.
Say it one more time.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee.
You gotta extend the O a little bit. Coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know. My family.
Boston, it's like, even more extreme.
They never like really like rolled out the O that far. It was just coffee, water.
Yeah, but that's just us. You got to get the coffee.
That's interesting. But I like that. I like that theory on the.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking that. I'm like, it probably came from like generational, just like saying capicola. Because if you're like 5, saying capicola is not easy.
Yeah, and you hear your parents say it really, really fast. Gabagola, gabagola. Eventually, to you, it sounds like gabagool.
Because that's got the same amount of what are they called? I can't remember.
Oh, like the I know what you're talking about. But I can't fucking remember that vocabulary.
English class failed me once again.
Yep. Oh man, I failed myself because I didn't remember it because I'm a fucking retard.
Oh, it's what is it, like a 4-syllable word?
Still, yeah. It has that cadence to it.
Cool. Yeah, so it's like 4 to 5-ish, depending on how you pronounce it.
So the same thing happens, with mozzarella. Or I even just said it wrong. Mozzarella. When they go mozzarella, but get the mozzarella. Say fast enough, it starts changing up.
Yeah. That makes sense. It makes sense because, but there are plenty of them. I mean, we can go on and on.
Yeah, there's a ton, and then the whole different dialect, like saying Stugats. Like, where did Stugats come from?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
And why is it a term for penis?
Even Stugats. Yeah.
And then close to that, Ugats, which just means nothing. Why is Stugats and Ugats sound so similar but mean completely different things?
I don't want to be mean, Jack, but it's because you don't have one.
Yeah.
I think that might be what the implication is.
Yeah. Well, because it's like
no dick, no balls, no Stugats, nothing.
No Stugats. Yeah, but like someone asks you, it's like, hey, what about that? It's, hey, Ugats. It's Ugats. I don't got it.
Got Ugats. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple other ones, man. What the fuck?
There's plenty, yeah, for sure.
Oh man,
that's I noticed in
Maron.
Maron.
Yeah, that's one. Which, like, a lot of people ask, what the fuck does Maron come from? And it's like, it's just the shortening of saying, like, oh, Madonna, like you're pleading to the Holy Mother, basically.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I can see how these things would all in the communities sort of morph in the same way by saying them fast, like you said. It makes a lot of sense to me. And I always question that. I always question.
I was thinking about it a lot.
Like instead of tidy up or anything, like ready up or anything, they say red up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, it's just like it's just saying it fast. They have so little time to just get the point across.
Yeah,
so you got to go back to fucking work. It's just like, we'll red up real quick here.
Yeah. No, that's some interesting, like, just cultural vocabulary things, especially on the East Coast, because it's just such a hodgepodge over here of shit that just got mixed together. That's cool, man. Though.
So I don't want to disappoint you, Jack, but out here in Colorado, you don't really have a lot of that. I will say though, plus side: if somebody says something you don't like and you're stronger and faster than them, your opinion it just out trumps theirs. And if they don't agree with them, follow them home. Get aggressive.
Yeah. That's great, man. Dude, one of the greatest things I saw there when I was visiting the facility I'll be working at, like, we have truck drivers that come in to deliver shit. These motherfuckers are packing heat. Like,
every one of them is packing.
Is it open carry in Colorado?
Yeah, sort of. It's concealed carry. But when I say concealed, it just means don't make the holster visible.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you can see, it's like, are you carrying? It's like, hell yeah, man. And he just, like, whips it out. It's like, oh, that's fucking...
Oh, my God. My buddy Chase, when he would, so he and I, we used to work for the same security firm. And we would play board games every Saturday. So we'd go to the store, and he'd show up like some kind of, like, fucking, like offbeat detective. He had his guard card in, like, one of those, like, detective bag pouches for their, like, badge, you know? That around his neck, and he'd walk in with the fucking shoulder holster with the gun just like right there.
Oh,
they were just rolling dice, just hanging out.
Just like a detective, man.
I love it.
That's great.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, it's great.
A hard-boiled cop.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I always. What are your feelings about that? Do you think concealed carry is better?
I think it depends on the person. So. When I worked security and I had to carry, I wouldn't let them know. I had a waistband holster.
Okay.
I wouldn't want them to think I was packing. They get a lot more aggressive and they start flaunting their gun in front of you. They pull that out and they're like, yeah, what are you going to do? Fucking, they don't know. They're not going to expect you're carrying.
Yeah.
they won't treat you like you're carrying. Most criminals don't. So to their surprise, they get scared pretty quick.
Yeah, when you pull out the 38 special on the
Oh, yeah.
So you think the element of surprise?
I like the element of surprise, but for again, my coworker Chase, it was more like, don't even try it.
Yeah,
because he would like we had both been like plate carriers, but he would have his shit like visible.
Yeah.
Well, the other guys, he had like a chest holster, like those like cops where they have like just like sitting there like in the army movies.
Yeah.
Where he's just got like a Glock sitting there and he just pulls it from his chest.
The other like line of thinking like for open is just the threat of violence.
Yeah,
prevents. It's just deterrence. It's like, you see, I am armed. You will clearly not fuck around because you'll find out.
For me, I at least with when I would work, it was more or less don't be a dumb idiot and shoot me. Like I remember one time I had that happen. This dude was trying to again rob the dispensary I was working at with this guy Kevin.
Yeah.
And they're pointing at me and I don't have my gun present. They're pointing at me because I'm the only guy there. Kevin's in the back and they're like, you're gonna let us in. I'm like, well guys, let's think this through. This is a dispensary that operates a cash only business. Do you really think that they're By the time I was explaining this to them, they were like, kind of like, well, let's hear him out. Like, what the fuck does he have to say? Kevin already started shooting. So, like, it was very, like, to answer your point, Tom, seeing it in action, being the guy that's like, don't make me do it, because that'll be me. I'll be like, I don't want to, but I'll do it. And then Kevin, my coworker, just being like, blam, blam, blam.
Oh,
fucking. Yeah, for me, I don't know. I don't want to shoot anybody like directly because when I'm pulling that out, I have to.
So these guys are coming to rob the dispensary.
Yeah, they came
you're in uniform.
Yeah. So we were there overnight. You always.
But you're concealed. You're not.
So I kept it. So when I'm in uniform, it's plates. I have a utility belt with everything on there. On my belt at this time, I kept my gun in the back. Like near because my arms are really fucking long, so I can reach that shit no problem.
Yeah.
But if somebody's trying to disarm me, where are they going to look? Right to the sides. They're not going to go all the way to the back. That's cumbersome. That's harder.
Gotcha.
So I kept it back there. But Kevin's like a 5'4" like dude with everything to prove. He has police software in his car, and he has like a laptop in his car like cops do. He's like trying super hard.
Yeah.
Kevin did not think. Kevin just did. Because I don't want to, I don't want to shoot somebody. If I can, I will spare the violence. I would rather mace you and bring you to the ground.
Sure,
yeah.
I don't want to be the guy to sit there and, in this instance, if I had to shoot them, I probably wouldn't lose any sleep over it. I mean, they were like 19, 18. That's why I was really like, look, you really don't want to make a mistake like this.
Yeah.
And Kevin didn't hesitate, but yeah.
And then,
so it turned hot, I take it.
It turned hot. Because Kevin acted, and I was more like, hey, I don't want to say I was like pleading for my life because I really wasn't, because I knew Kevin was in the back.
But you were
like
trying to
I was trying to de-escalate. I was like, guys, put the guns away and I'll let you walk out of here. Like, we don't even burn our trash here. We don't carry cash here. I was like, you guys are not the smartest. This isn't a good look for you. Yeah. We already did press the silent alarm too. It's under each desk. So police were on their way. But just Kevin heard. They weren't like, I guess the way he put it, he was like, well, they weren't really going to listen to you. And I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you probably don't encounter that kind of thing very often.
No, that's
probably once or twice in a career.
Yeah, you don't usually handle that. Most of the time, you're dealing with a guy that's like kind of homeless or a rowdy dude that thinks he's the shit.
Just a vagrant. Yeah. Or yeah.
Half the time, even the vagrants, man. Like all you got to do is just treat him like a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. You show up, give him a cigarette and a bottle of water, and be like, "Hey, man." Like when we were doing street shows, we'd close down like the street and be like, "Hey, I know you're homeless and you have like a little spot around here, but you got to move. I don't make the rules. We're going to be shutting it down, and I'd rather you just stay out of trouble." And they'll be like, I understand. Thank you for telling me that. Instead of being like, hey, you have to leave. Get out of here. Don't make me call the police,
Yeah.
But.
Well, when you think about violent crime, I mean, Colorado doesn't exactly come to mind.
It's pretty.
Not like Camden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But man, all right, I'm gonna end this with one main question for you, Tom.
You got it.
What is the Tom sandwich? You get to build a sandwich with anything.
Yeah.
What do you put in
Well,
it?
I mean, it's really, it's not very exciting because we already talked about it. I love a classic Italian, and I love to make it myself. And fortunately, I have a lot of purveyors to choose from to gather. Like just this morning, I went to the best bakery in the state of Rhode Island, which is about 10 minutes from my house.
What's the name of it, by the way?
I'm sorry?
What's the name of it, by the way? The bakery?
Bono's Bakery. Bounos.
Okay.
Old world.
I'll have to ask my family.
Yeah. They're in their original. A lot of these bakeries don't move because the ovens are like built into the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is an old world bakery, and the neighborhood around it, which used to be an Italian neighborhood, now it's changed quite a bit. It's a Latino neighborhood, but they're still there. So I go there and I literally get 2 shopping bags filled with bread and rolls, and I freeze this stuff,
Yeah.
And then I've got delis all over the place to get the best stuff, and it's just a classic Italian. I love, and I'll tell you what I like. It's not overdone. I love the prosciutto di Parma. I love the mortadella. I love the hot capocollo.
Oh, yeah.
Gabagool, I'm sorry. I love the provolone and shredded lettuce with the native tomatoes right now. Take it over the top. Thinly sliced white onions or red onions. I'm not fussy about that. And then just oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper, and I'm in heaven.
Well, there you go, folks.
Yeah,
that's the Calabrese special.
Yeah, and it's really it's just pretty classic.
Awesome.
So good.
I hope some people make it. I might actually try and do it, but I don't think I can do it justice.
And and prosciutto di Parma it's expensive, and that sandwich is just as good with General Salami or something like that instead of the prosciutto.
Awesome,
delicious. Oh my god.
Yeah,
man.
Good stuff, cheap.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, Tom, it was an absolute honor having you on here. It was fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come on here. I hope we can have you on again. As always, that invitation was extended out to pretty much all our guests. You've been fantastic, and I genuinely want to do a sequel with you.
Yeah. I might be a little biased here, but I might say you're one of my favorite guests.
Guys, I first of all, the honor is mine, and thank you for asking me to join you. And I would love to come back. I could talk all night with you guys.
What we got to do? We got to do like a full Italian episode. We got to get
Pepe on here. Yeah, Pepe.
All you guys will do that. I'll ask Pepe about that. Maybe we'll do a couple of weeks.
I know he'd love to.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I wish you guys luck, Jack. I wish you luck with the move. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Thank you so much. That's going to happen about the middle of next month.
And continued success. Continued success.
Continued with suck ass. What?
With the page. You guys are killing it. Let me ask you real quick. How did you get to 75,000 in 3 years?
Is
it 79 or 75?
It's 75K, and I have no idea how I did it. I just posted what I wanted to post.
Because he makes great fucking comments, dude.
I know
Give
that.
yourself some credit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all right. It's okay.
You don't get there by accident. No way. That's good.
No, I just avoided all the pitfalls that every other page has, where they post some really edgy shit and they get zucked, and it's
yeah. Sure, that's part of it. But you also make good quality content as well.
You guys, I could tell you're both straight shooters, and that really is that goes a long way.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate hearing that.
Man, it was such a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, you were awesome. Tom, I hope we can see you again.
Absolutely.
Next time, we got to talk about the Calabrese crew hooking up with Rocco's crew.
Do it.
Solving some kind of mystery.
Oh man, this guy's great. This is Joey Calabrese. Tom,
everybody,
the man
Joey Calabrese on Facebook.
Yeah, the man's so Italian. His last name tells you where he's from.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Thank you guys. As always, thank you to the guests for listening with us if you stayed all the way to the end, and we'll see you in the next one.